Joining us, we're back here at Riverside High School with Riverside Rams volleyball coach Samantha Ingersoll. How are you doing today?
I'm great.
Good. Well, last year was obviously the first year of the school, first year head coach. How did the year live up to your expectations?
A lot of it was not having expectations. I mean, first job as head coach. Yeah. I'd been an assistant for 5 years, so my biggest thing was making that transition myself and learning how to bring together 3 different schools worth of kids. You know, a lot of them had played club together, some of them had been in middle school together, but taking what they'd done on other teams and putting it together for a successful high school season was pretty much the only goal I had.
Okay. Well, you all had a very good season, especially for a first-year school. You had a terrific season. What were you most proud of about your team last year?
I think a lot of it was the fight. There were some games where, especially the conference championship game against Brentsville, went 5 sets. Any match that goes 5 sets is going to be a tough battle. And it came down to every single point. Each point mattered. Every play, girls were going after it. They were diving. I had one girl injure herself with avulsion fractures going after them. And it was just, the team came right back after it and said, okay, well, we got to get it done without her now.
Well, I'll ask you kind of the same question. What did you learn about yourself as a coach in that first year?
I think part of it was there's a difference in how you interact with them as a head coach versus an assistant coach. And while I absolutely love all of my kids, there's no question that there's a difference in the hierarchy. I don't talk to them like I'm their friend, but I do get to know them personally while still maintaining that, you know, when it comes down to it, I'm your coach. You know, I'm going to make you work, I'm going to make you push yourself. But at the same time, I want them to know that I do care about them as more than just players.
Well, what did you want them to improve on as a team going into this year?
I think that would have been communication. There were times where when things got intense and the fight had to come out in them, they did it quietly. I mean, they'd celebrate points, they'd get excited, but it was not the constant communication, the rowdy play on the court that got them going. It was more of someone had to have a big kill, there had to be an ace, there had to be a block, something had to get them going. They don't necessarily generate it until the momentum comes their way.
Well, volleyball's a little bit different from all the other fall sports because of the club aspect of volleyball in the off-season. So how difficult does that make your job, or does it make it easier for your off-season programs?
In some cases it makes it easier, in some cases it's more difficult because it all depends on what system everyone else is playing, because you can go into 5-1s, 6-2s, you can do 4-2s, you can do 6-6s, you can do whatever you want in club, and then taking 4 or 5 different defensive systems, offensive systems, and bringing that back and getting them to play one together is sometimes the most difficult. But the best part is they're touching a ball year round. They're getting their reps, they're getting their touches, they're staying active in the sport, and they don't lose that for 6-9 months in between. Well,
volleyball in Loudoun County is good and getting better all the time. But what is the competition level like in Loudoun County, and is there something in the water? What is it about Loudoun County that makes the volleyball competition so big?
I think a lot of it is just the ability to play club. You know, this area is well known for the massive amount of teams that are in this area. You throw a stone and you're going to hit 5, 6, 8 clubs in a half-a-mile radius. You cover all of Nova, you're looking at upwards of 20, 30 clubs. So when you have all of these opportunities for kids to play, you're going to see the difference just because they're still involved in the sport.
Well, you're a terrific player yourself. So are there times in practice where your team's talking a little too much and you have to get out there and show them that you can still do it?
Usually I just say on the end line and they all know that I mean business.
All right, so you don't get out there and have to spike it on anybody at any point?
No, usually it's when we go to gameplay at the end and they need someone to challenge them and to push them. My assistant and I will jump on the floor and we'll play with them, and they're like, uh-oh, coach is on the floor, you know, we're going to go after him. But the whole point in us being better than them when we're playing against them is that they rise to the occasion, because there's nothing more exciting than beating coach, especially when it's both of us out there.
Good. Well, everybody around knows Haley and Soraya. They know them as terrific players. But who are some other players that we should be on the lookout this year? Who's poised to make a big run this year?
Quite honestly, I think a lot of my kids can do it. You know, we have a solid back row in Brooke McLaughlin that we pulled up from JV. We've got Courtney Miyashiro back, and we've got Lauren Klass back. That is a tough defense to beat. And I think that people are going to see a scrappy defense from us that is tough to put a ball down on. And then we've got 4 people that I'm running through setting. So we've got several hands options that are all going to benefit us in some way. And then we've got our offense. You know, Soraya and Kendall Box are running our middle, and both of them can put a hurting on somebody. I've got big blocks on the right side. I've got Hannah Wilkinson is back, so she can play outside or right side. I've got Maddie Mandanis playing right side. She's tall and can put up a huge block on people. And I've got Ashley Shaberg back. You know, she's a unique right side in that she can hit with power as a righty down the line. And a lot of people don't expect that, and it worked to our advantage last year. And then on the flip side, on our outside, we've got Haley and we've got Christiana Stevenson. You know, we have the complete package, and it's just going to be exciting to see what they do from last year and then push it for this year.
I mean, we talked about how good volleyball is in Loudoun County. Who are the players in the area that you watch from other schools, or who are the players that kind of keep you up at night that you have to game plan against?
Honestly, I try not to because what ends up happening is you worry so much about what the opponents are doing that you don't focus on what you're doing. And from day to day, I have a whole new team show up. So for me, it's can I get my girls to come together and do what we've worked on? Can I get them to step up and do the good things from Monday's practice and the good things from Wednesday's practice and leave the not so great parts of Thursday's practice out of things? So for me, it's more of what are my kids doing? Because I'm not going to be able to control the opponent anyway. Right. You know, whatever they're bringing on that particular day, we'll adjust and we'll do what we need to.
That's why you're a coach and I'm not. So last thing I'll ask you, what are your expectations for this year?
I'd really like to see us repeat. I think that we have the capability and we have the team to make conference championships again. And I know the girls really want to make a states run. And with this being our last year of 3A, it would be great to do it. You know, make a name for ourselves coming into 4A next year. But as long as the girls have fun, enjoy it, and it'll be sad to see my first senior class go from here. But I think a lot of it is just, can we do better than we did last year?
All right. Excellent. Samantha Ingersoll, Riverside Rams Volleyball. Thank you.